Hey, what's good everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about the Mezco 112 Collective Baron Bin's Techtonic Disruptor Edition. This is your black and red variant, your black and orange variant, your earthy tones. This is a guy who, who we saw previously underwater, but I'm guessing at this point, you're really digging into planetary stuff and you're getting more of the molten feel, the lava, the underwater volcano style. And I absolutely adore it. Consider this your going undercover because the deep sea wasn't enough. Now we're going into volcanoes and we're stealing energy. Whatever it is going to be here, whatever the story is behind it, it's absolutely dope to know that Ben's not only changes color depending on what he's doing, it just looks really cool regardless. So without further ado, let's get into the look. With like our previous one, and actually let's bring him out right now. Our previous one has the straight up aquatic theme. You know what I mean? The blues, the yellows. It's more the nautical theme, and it's totally cool. I like it a lot. But on our Techtonic edition, what's really dope about this is the earth tones really just fit here for what you were going for. Even better if you are underwater, because the absence of light, you have this nice dark stealth look. And I adore it. Like, it just looks utterly fantastic. They are matte, and then there's some gloss. So that way, if you do get light, it'll kind of reflect. And I like the comparison, how they both clash but complement each other. And it's hard to describe. But when you guys get this in hand, I think it's going to be one of those things you can really appreciate the simplicity while being both complex design-wise into it. So, yeah, let's jump into the look up here in articulation. As you can see here, we actually get a nice little bit of movement. So we can still tilt side to side because that neck joint is high enough. And I really like this part because it doesn't take away from any articulation here, not even with the collar. And I find that dope. Don't forget your visor can also flip up. Ooh, there we go. And we have a slightly different color for Ben's this time. Whereas our previous visor showed him looking a little bit more green. I like this. So if we just so we got a little bit more greenish Frankensteinish look here. And this we get a little bit more pale because, maybe his skin changes different colors depending on what kind of tones he's in. We don't know yet, but I really, really like it. As far as our arm articulation goes, we can lift straight up. The shoulder plates will allow you to get a nice bit of room. They're going to rub up a little bit, but you can actually press them pretty up to the point where you can get a T-pose. But because of the strength of the shoulder pad, they're going to mush it back down. So, be cool, be gentle about it. We still have a nice double joint here as well, too. And you have your bicep swivel. I was about to call it elbow swivel. Bicep swivel. And the gauntlet actually rotates a little, too, to give you that extra room for articulation. None of the wires here are going to get in your way, which is really dope. You have a nice and decent ab crunch. So you'll be able to crunch forward. As you can see here, let's move this arm out of the way, and you can still tilt side to side. So there's lots of room for movement, and you can get aquatic poses because your leg can go straight up with no problem, and it has a double joint. Boots doesn't leave a lot of room for movement, but that's totally fine if you're a guy walking at the bottom of the ocean, I am assuming, especially because he has a lot of gear that is equipped for the water. Now, as far as underwater poses, definitely going to say he can pretty much get really good aquatic poses. The only thing you'll have to worry about is stretching that head back really far because you won't be able to get too much as far as looking backwards. But you can actually look upward. So here we are with some swimming poses, looking really good. And if we're talking about just doing that dive pose or looking really cool, you actually have a lot of nice movements here. You can see here as well too. Then we're going to talk about just overall swimming poses. So let's say if you want to get swimming poses where you're just kind of floating, kind of look like you're floating in the water, here's a nice powerful one for you. And then if you want to take up Baron Bin's aquatic martial arts or aquatic boxing, depending on your style, you never know, here we are looking pretty cool as well too. So there are options to look cool regardless of whatever it is you're going to do with him. And I enjoy things like that. Gives you room for creativity and fun. Now we're going to jump into the accessories. So let's take a quick break and jump to it. Now we're on to accessories. So let's get to it. First up, let's talk about our hands. So you'll get what I call your open action hands. Considering you probably do a lot of aquatic shots, these are gonna come in handy for that nautical theme that you got going on. These look absolutely fantastic. On the back we have, what you see here is a nice gloss, whereas the rest of it is matted out. But there seems to be like a band-like color that goes right over, ooh, a little too bright. But you can see the inside of the band wraps around, it's a gloss that wraps around over the knuckle of the hand. I mean, sorry, not the knuckles, the hand and a knuckle. That's glossed up as well too. So that's a nice look. Next, you'll have your, I wouldn't usually call it weapon holding hands. So you'll have these. These will hold your anchor and omniglaive and anything else you'll choose to put inside of Benz's hands. Then let's talk about the omniglaive. This time, the omniglaive is more earth themed. There's a nice orange, clear, translucent. And at the tip, it seems to be a little bit more oranged out. Has a nice look to it. It may have a little bit of speckle on there. There we go. Probably dirt, well, not dirt, but paint over from my dioramas that I've been swapping around with. And you can see here, holds the omniglaive really well. I really like that this is a nice orange and silver, but it still has the hints of black. That gives you a nice roundabout color separation, which is really dope. Then we're gonna have our anchor. Our anchor is really cool now because, well, it was cool before because it was gold. But now again, we have like this technological anchor that's now again, earthy tones and reds. This is both a bit of classic and technology, and I like the nice round of it. We have our dark gray chain and we have our handle at the end. I'm just gonna wrap this around, go full circle, literally. Then we'll have our helmet here. We have an alternative head helmet. Again, the nice mix of both matte and gloss give you a nice bit of color separation, even when they are two different shades of black. Really do enjoy that. Enjoy the eye color as well, too. But here's the real kicker, right? We actually get unmasked head for Benz. So now we get to see what Benz is like underneath the helmet. So here we have one of our sculpts. This is going to be our neutral face sculpt. He's kind of like smiling, but not smiling, and I like it. But Benz looks like he just does not get around to getting a haircut. And I'm here for it because, again, this is kind of like fitting our nautical theme. So we're going to pop this head off and see how this looks up here. Yeah, I like how this looks. I like how this looks a lot. This is a very good look, especially for this body type. It definitely works for Benz's style. This is dope. Just in case you're wondering what it looks like on the blue body, we'll do that now. Just pop it on here. And it looks just as equally good on this one as well. So as you can see here, Benz is like ready to look cool in all sorts of themes. And I like where this is going. So that is the neutral head. And now we do get an unmasked angry sculpt. This is really dope because this looks like this is going to be your action sculpt. The hair is completely different from that of this sculpt. It's flown back, it's flowy, it looks really good. And it doesn't hinder any of the articulation in many ways. You probably won't be able to look down, obviously, because the chin is longer now. But looking up won't be a problem again, because when you do those poses, it'll look really good for the water. As you can see here. This is a big plus. I really like these unmasked sculpts. These are breadwinners here for this piece, for real, for real. Now we're gonna pop back on. Actually, I wanna give this head some shine, so I'm gonna pop this one on. I'm gonna move you back here. We're gonna talk about some of the other stuff. Next up, you'll actually get a captionette. Now, I like these captionettes. I don't care what anybody says, but this one is different in the case of it has weights on it. I don't know if you guys have ever gone fishing, but this definitely fits the theme of a underwater captionette. So you have the weights at 6 different sides. 6 different points. And again, it fits over a character, whether it be Benz or not, or if you want to put it over a different character. This is definitely going to be dope for those of you doing the kind of stuff you don't normally see. And I like when people think outside the box. It gives everyone a nice bit of ideas. Next up, you'll get this brand new effect part. It's a little different than our previous one, but the color on it is so nice. I want to shine a light to it, hoping I can find my LED. Not sure where it is just yet, but when oh, here it is. I wanna shine some light through it so we can see how good it looks with light through it. And just look at that. This is dope. Like, especially down here, the light passes through it so well. This is gonna be something that's gonna be seen in everyone's photos, and I can't wait. But what's really cool about it is there are actually spots for the Aquaticons and in a few different spots actually. So let's say you want to put it in Aquaticon here. This is my way of talking the Aquaticons into the video, because you thought I forgot, but I didn't. Haha. Because they're a nice new color that matches that of the effect part. So here we are looking at the Aquaticons, just in case you thought I forgot, because it didn't. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna eat you. But these little hungry guys actually have a nice bit of space here on it. So let's say you're going to put 2 there, right? Even still, there are spots for right here, and right here. So you actually, the more Baron bins you buy, the more Aquaticons you can kind of just fit in here. As I keep swapping them around, because you'll actually get 4. But let's say you don't want to put the black and red ones on, you want to put the others on, you totally can. You can actually fit another Aquaticon here. So you can get up to 5 total on there. Let's fix some focus. There we go. So much room and ideas to be had. Last but not least, we are going to talk about the fact that he still comes with coils. So if you want to coil them up, there are still port points. So you'll get the large port points that you can actually plug right inside. And they are wired. So you want to find another port point. I'm just going to use this one here as an example. You're gonna have to stick all the way out, or you can wrap around from different points. So this is the larger coil, and then you will still get one smaller coil for the other port points. So these ones are very, very tiny, right underneath here. Let's fix the focus. And these actually port in right here at the smaller points. Just like the previous one, you find another small port point. There's one right here. We'll use that. And just like the previous one, you'll have a way to port it in. And he's actually much stronger than the previous one too. So just keep that in mind. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the time, swap on the other head, and we're gonna do a size comparison. So let's take that time and jump into it. See you guys in a bit. All right, guys, size comparison time. This is where it gets a little fun, because you can kind of put him up just against about anybody. I mean, that's kind of why you make up these stories and you have your fun. So let's jump into that. First things first, let's compare it to some Mezco stuff. I got a Gomez here, so let's put Gomez up first. Here we are with the Gomez. And as you can see, the helmet makes him a bit taller, but overall he stands a little larger than Gomez. Then we got our favorite scrapper. We got your main man, Doc Nocturnal. And Doc Nocturnal's on a smaller body, so you can really see the height differences between these three. This will kind of set the bar from you knowing how you want to do things size-wise, right? And just for fun, I'm going to throw in Nosferatu, because Nosferatu is fun, and I just like the unique body, and it'll look good in the size comparison. So here we have Nosferatu, right? Let's take these guys away. Let's work on our next batch of guys. You know what? Let's do a Marvel Legends Shang-Chi. Doo-doo. And as you can see, Ben's is actually bigger than the Marvel Legends, which is pretty cool, because Marvel Legends usually stand on the bigger side of a lot of things. We have a Lightning Collection Gold Ranger. Let's see if we can get him. There we go. We'll do a G.I. Joe Duke. This is from Hasbro as well. So we have 3 Hasbros here, so you can see the differences in sizes. Then let's throw in a Storm Collectibles Scorpion, so we can have a little bit of fun and mix and match it. And Scorpion seems to be close to Ben's, but just a tad bit bigger, a little bit wider as well. All right, let's move on to our next batch. Next we'll do, oh, you know what? Here is a 1000 Toys Synthetic Human, aka Night of the Slice. Then we have an SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Cougar. And then we're going to do a Mythic Legion. So let's do a Mythic Legion's Vampire right here. And this will round out just about all of our stuff here, so you can see what you got going on size-wise. As you can see, Ben's kind of rounds it out right in the middle. He can fit in with smaller stuff. He can fit in with larger stuff. But most of all, it looks cool as hell. So if you've enjoyed this review, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. As always, big thanks to Mezco Toys for allowing me to review this. And I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.